y'all, it's Lincia on Do What You Love series. On today's episode, we have DJ Afrosheen, also the beautiful Aaliyah. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So, okay, let's get started with music in general.
Okay.
I think music is spiritual. It's positivity, like wrapped up with love. It can take you, you can go through heartbreak. You can go through like uplifting moments in your life. So how did you know you were in love with music?
I think it's always been in me. My mom is in the music industry, but also she was a dance teacher. And so when she was pregnant with me, she was dancing up until there's pictures of her in her dance studio, like tumbling with me, you know what I mean? So I think music has always been around me, literally like it's bred in me, you know what I mean? Also, my dad's a big music fan. He is born in the late 60s, early 70s in the Bronx, and that's like the birthplace of hip hop and disco. So, I think it's just always been in me in both sides of the family.
I love that, it's amazing. So how did you get started?
I've always wanted to DJ. As a kid, like some of my biggest influences are people like Daft Punk, who are producers and DJs. And I think for a long time, I didn't think it could be a reality for me just because it's a very male dominant, it's a very white dominant industry. So I was afraid for a while. And a lot of my friends, even in college, we would make beats and stuff together, but I never really went for it for real. And then literally right before the pandemic in 2020, I finally put something on SoundCloud, and the reception was incredible. I mean, everybody was like, Aaliyah, whoa, what is this? Yes, where did this come from? Because again, this has been it was my secret.
So your first step, putting that SoundCloud out, then all of a sudden this momentum came, and then you get your first gig.
Like about a year and a half later, I got my first gig. I was like July 2021, and I mean, everyone loved it. There were so many people that came out, like people from high school, middle school, folks I haven't seen, all these people came out. It was such a great event. But it's funny, when I look back now, I'm like, wow, I was so bad. You know what I mean? And I mean, you have to grow. And I'm proud of myself because I did it scared. I did it without all the resources or knowledge or tools. I still made it happen, and I still believed in myself. And I think, you do have to be a little delusional.
Of course.
To be successful and artistic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that, I say that to say I've grown so much since then, and that was an incredible starting point.
So how did you gain your confidence from that point?
That's a good question. How did I gain my confidence? One, continuing to put myself out there. I think a lot of times, that fear that holds us back is we're afraid of failure. We're afraid of ultimately embarrassing ourselves. I've embarrassed myself in front of the entire city of Nashville so many times, and it's okay. That's how I've learned. And I'm the type of person that I have to do it and learn and report back my results. I'm very much I'm an initiator, So I've had to kind of figure it out, and I've had a lot of support, don't get me wrong, but because I'm so headstrong, I very much navigated this, on my own in a lot of ways, but I'm still learning to gain my, I think it's in phases that I've been gaining my confidence.
Yes. What kept you going?
Once I broke free, I'm the type that has to take the leap and figure it out. Right. That's how I thrive, which maybe is not always so healthy, but that's just how I naturally work. Once I quit my corporate job and became a full-time DJ, I had to. There is no stopping. And I could go back, but I guess I believe in myself more than I've given myself credit now that I'm reflecting with you. But I see this vision. I have vivid visions of what I want to create and accomplish in this life.
You had visions. You had an inner voice basically telling you. What would you tell people that don't trust that voice? They second guess it.
It's easy to, because we got a couple voices up there.
A couple, right? For real.
We have that inner voice that's guiding us, and then sometimes we have that inner contrarian too, that inner enemy, And so that's, I think, knowing yourself. That's the biggest, that's the most important tool you can have in any industry, but especially the creative industry, is knowing yourself. Yes. That's how you know how to navigate things. And sometimes I've I've had to learn I've very much had to learn myself through this process. Doing all of this in your mid-20s during the most transformative years of your life.
Right.
Heck yeah, you're not always gonna get it right, you know?
It's okay. It is okay.
Yeah, I've definitely followed the contrarian as opposed to my guiding light plenty of times.
Right.
But, you know, it's back to that, you know, dust yourself off, try again too.
Right.
But, you know, but you have to trust that light and even like sit with yourself and ask. I ask out loud for all my guidance, you know? It's like, I literally, show me where I need to go. If you're really lost, you know, look around you.
Right, exactly. It's a sign someplace, right? Yes, yes. I love it, yes.
Yeah.
This is my last and final question. Do you love what you do?
I adore what I do. And I think I've actually I'm slowly recovering from an era of burnout, which people don't talk about enough. But last year was one of the biggest years of my literal life. And I was questioning if I really loved what I did. And in that, I fell in love all over again. And that's really cool to say, actually, right now, because I was being tested a lot in every way. And I've shown myself that I really love what I do, because ultimately, like, it's, there'll be times at the DJ booth when people are minding their business. It could be a chill night or something. And I have this moment, it's just me and the board, where like, I made this transition, or I noticed, especially now that I'm becoming better at my craft, like I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even realize I matched these keys unintentionally, or oh my God, that transition was unbelievable and nobody knew.
So clean,
You know, but like, so I do love what I do, and I am still a student, and I'm always a student, and I will always be a student of this craft and of life. And I just like, even look, smiling. I mean, like, this is how people smile about their partners.
Right, you're right. You're like, I'm in love.
And I'm cheesing, I'm in love. I'm in love with being a DJ. I'm in love with my job. I'm in love with my career, because it's my destiny. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
I love it. I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you for this.
Of
I
course.
really appreciate it.
I appreciate you for being here. Okay.
This is great.
Yes.
Not me blushing over the kids.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.